Hello, welcome to episode 6A of the Web and Git course. Today is a Mac day. We're going to install a lot of quality of life tools available for Mac devices. For example, a colorful terminal, so you do not have to look at the black and white text like what I was doing in the past few episodes. And for Windows users, no worries, you already have a colorful terminal, so you can skip directly to the next video, which should be episode 6. So the first thing you should install is install iTerm 2. As you can see, it is a replacement for terminal. And after installing it, you can just open it. And you can add the iTerm to the dock. And remove terminal from the dock, because we are not using it ever again. And you can see it is still black and white, and we'll change that right now. So the second thing you install is MyCSH. So as you can see, this is what provides you with the color. So you can just copy this command and run it here. And as you can see, it's just already looking a lot more colorful, and it is providing some Git information as well. For example, this numbers are fun is a Git repository, and you're working on the main branch. And to make it even more colorful, I'm going to install this material design. I'm going to put this in the description, same for everything I will install today. So we'll follow the instructions down here. And open iTerm 2, Preferences, Profiles, and Colors. And we'll click Color Presence, Import, and select the file we have just downloaded. And then we can now select Material Design Colors. Yep, and you can see it just looks exactly like the preview images. And for some of you, you might want to go to Window and adjust the transparency. Some of you might want it to be transparent because it allows you to copy information faster, while I'm not a fan of it because it feels weird when taking screenshots. Another personal preference, I'm going to change the theme of the CSH. So I'm going to type nano, a text editor available in command line, and we'll type a snake. This means we are referring to the root directory, and then at the root directory, I'm going to open a file called cshrc. This is the configuration file of the MyCSH. What you change here will affect the functionality of the MyCSH, hence your iTerminal. And I'm going to change the theme right here by navigating to this line and then changing it into YS, and then we are going to do Ctrl X to exit, and then press Y to save, and then press return and restart iTerm 2, and yes, this is the theme I want. And another thing I want you to install that is very useful is tldr, and you can install it very easily by npm. So you just copy this command and put it in your terminal, and wait a moment for it to install. And you see this error. It's likely that you do not have the permissions to access this file. You could usually fix this error by running the command again as root administrator. What it means is that before the command, you prepend the keyword sudo. It stands for the super user, and put the command at the back. Oh, not this one. And type in your password, and it should install as usual. And after that, whenever you have some commands that you do not understand, for example, let's see what git add does. Alright, it's the first time, so give it some time to load. Alright, and you can see it's just a simplified documentation. So the same applies to some default commands. Let's say mkdir, which creates a new directory, but let's ask tldr what it means. Alright, so yeah, it creates a directory, and it also tells you different variants, like you could add multiple directory at once. And in the next episode, we'll look at some more difficult commands, and if you do not understand the commands at any point in time, you could just type tldr, let's say cp, which stands for copy, which is one of the commands we'll teach next episode. And you could just say tldr cp, and you immediately can see how to use the command properly. And finally, one thing I would want you to configure that is very convenient is that in terminal, you could just type code dot, and the VS Code with that directory opened would pop up. However, you can see it is currently not found. That is because you need to configure it by opening VS Code and press Command Shift P, and then you could search for shell command, and then you could say install code command in path, and then just click enter and fill in your password and restart the terminal, and then go to numbers of 1 first because you don't want your VS Code to open all the files in your computer, and now code dot. Dot stands for current directory, and yeah, you can see it is opened. And that is all I want to install for a Mac computer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode, which is episode 6.